Hello and welcome to episode 31 of the Nerds at Large Gaming Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Darby Holland.
I'm Jeff Ham.
I'm Will Outlaw.
And you guys, I'm an uncle.
What?
You have kids?
Yeah.
Wait.
Will, maybe we should explain to you how being an uncle works. how life
awesome.
works. I don't know, that's the most immediate thing that came to my mind to say right off the bat, because that was how I spent my entire Friday. Was in the hospital.
You canceled our podcast yesterday.
I did cancel our podcast. I'm sorry. Will made sure to tell me that I'm not dedicated enough to this project.
Yeah, the one who's on not even on half the podcast. Telling you not dedicated.
I'm on like a quarter of these.
Yeah. Well, Will was really like the heart of this podcast, though. Like, he's not.
We're
here
lost
all the
without
time,
him.
But we are.
Yep.
We are.
I do all the production. I'm behind the scenes.
He does everything. me and Jeff just wander around aimlessly.
I'm just a pretty face.
But no, that's cool. That is cool news for me.
Yeah.
Hospitals suck though. I was in a hospital for 12 hours. And
12 hours.
12 hours. And I was in like the same like waiting room for like half of it, and like that, no windows. That kind of stuff can make you go crazy.
That is absurd to me because I have a small little sister, and I guess I can't comprehend 12 hours because my mom gave birth in like 4. So like I just can't imagine being there for that
from
long.
the time she got there and it was only 4 hours later.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I just can't imagine being there that long.
Well, this was actually I was there for 12 hours. A lot of that was them like after the babies were born, and they were having to like do like, and we were just having to wait. Like she actually, it was like a lot less than that. It was actually faster than they expected it to. So
It's cool.
well, yeah, congrats to my sister.
Yep.
Everything else.
What's her name?
Jennifer.
Congrats, Jennifer.
We call her Jenny.
Yeah.
2 girls.
Congrats,
2 girls.
Wolfram.
And congrats to Wolfie. Congrats to everyone all around.
What are their names?
Erica and Clara.
2
2 girls, yeah. I think I just said that. So,
Nice.
Yep. Well, moving on to games, though. Jeff, have you played more Mario this week?
You bet I have. I guess I haven't looked to check to see how long I played it because the Switch to that stupid thing needs to be like 7 days or something.
Yeah.
Hour-wise. But, last week I only was able to play it till 4 hours because we recorded like 4 hours after I got the game. So
Right.
now I played much more. I had beaten the game, the main storyline, which is very little of the game. You got to do very little, or else.
The majority of the content is post-game stuff.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
So I did that with. I beat the game with 250 moons, which I think I heard some people say you only need like 150 or something like that
I think I heard something like that, yeah.
That's the minimum you need to beat the game, and I've got to like 200 moons since. So I'm like at 450, so I'm like halfway there.
Yeah, because, Will, I don't know if you know, there's like over 900, or is it around 900?
It's like 880 like official moons, but you can buy moons from the shop. And you can continue buying them, and if you get 999 moons, you get like a special ending.
Wow. So Korok Seeds, Mario
kind
Edition.
of.
Yeah. The difference is these moons are actually important and
Okay.
not as pain.
But like
defined.
not every moon, like moons aren't equal in difficulty to get, right?
No.
There's some moons that are literally just like there's some hump in the ground, you go and like ground pound it and you get a moon. It's like,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Some of them you gotta do crazy platforming stuff.
I have heard like, obviously there's been very little to complain about with Mario, like with everyone talking about it. The one like kind of sort of complaint I've heard is like certain people kind of feel like it's kind of pointless that there's that many moons when some of them are just so easy to get. Like some people feel like the game would have been better if they just had 400 moons, but they were all like fun to get. I mean, like, how do you feel about there being like so many moons and some of them are just easy?
I'm okay for the most part because there's so many moons, and I think people in my opinion, overstate how many moons are just brain dead easy to like. A lot of people make it sound like who's had that complaint. I get it to an extent. Make it sound like there are a lot more moons that are just sitting there and
Right.
like you just walk around and they're just right there and easy to get than there actually are. But I'm okay with it overall. Just kind of like, I guess going back to the Korok seeds thing. The reason why people complain about all the Korok seeds, but they're there because the world's so big, you don't need to get them all, and it's just so people can find it people can get the amount that's actually useful to them without going really out of the way to find them.
Yeah.
Which I think is better game design than people give it credit for. And kind of the same thing with Mario. People forget this, like when we're in the game industry. Mario is technically a kid's game.
Yeah.
Nintendo wants kids to be able to complete this game.
Yeah.
So having a lot of those moons and having so little moons you actually need, a little amount of the moons to actually beat the game. They do. I assume they do that so kids
I
can
feel
do
like
it.
you get the best of both worlds with that because since you only have to have it's a pretty, in the grand scheme of things, a small amount of moons that you have to beat the game, and a decent amount of them are easy-ish. Mm-hmm. It gets it to be a kid can get it and actually complete the game and feel happy that they beat the game and it wasn't pushing back against them. But then the older players who want a challenge, they can keep going, and then that's when some people have said it actually gets hard if you're trying to get all the moves to do all the things.
Darby, you've played some of the game.
Yeah, a little bit.
So there's when you go to the little pamphlet thing or whatever, and you can look to see how many moons there are in each world. After you beat the game, more moons appear in each world.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
And a lot of some of those are just right there, of course, and then some of them have little pipes you go down and has the hardest platformy stuff in the game so far I've seen. I'm going systematically through each world in order, pretty much 100%ing those and then going on.
Okay.
I've done that with 3 worlds right now.
So you have 100% in some worlds?
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, I might be missing one of them from 2 of those worlds because some worlds or some moons in a world you need to do stuff in other kingdoms to get. So I'm not trying not to look at things up, and I can't find them. Okay, I'll come back if I need to, but I'm assuming I have to go to other kingdoms to get these moons, that kind of thing. But I'm fine with the number of them. I know it'll get pretty tedious when I have 1 or 2 moons kind of in each kingdom, but it's the way these things go.
Yeah. No spoilers, but I know everyone's been saying the end of this game was amazing for some reason. So I guess it was amazing for some reason.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say this about. Okay, let me put it this way: is this or Zelda for Game of the Year for me? Both top games all time for
me. Are you
leaning
any sort of way right now?
I'm not sure.
Can't tell right now.
Part of me feels like I need to do more on Mario. It's hard for me to tell right now, but I can't think of really any other games that has those moments of just pure joy.
Right.
That can't compete with the pure joy I have playing this game. So
that's awesome.
It's pretty great.
I'm sure we're going to be talking about that a lot more. When
I really want you or someone to play so I can talk about those moments.
I have
a couple of them throughout that.
Zelda just has its claws in me. So.
Oh yeah, I'm noticing whenever I'm playing Mario, you're on it. I think I looked and you're over 30 hours.
Yeah, I think I just saw it and said that. I legitimately no exaggeration. This just feels, and I know it's this feels like a game that was tailor made for me. The exploration is so good, and it's not beating you over the head with quests and stuff like this. And you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. You just do whatever you feel like, and you just wander around, and you're not necessarily making progress, I guess, but you kind of are.
Yeah.
And it's just. There has not been a single time in that game where I've picked a direction and walked and been disappointed with my playtime.
Yeah. So.
And just I'm constant every single time I play. I'm figuring out something new you can do with the physics in the game, or just insane, or just doing shrines.
Okay, remember one thing was last week or 2 weeks ago we talked about what Easy Allies said about something that was just discovered in the game with the boomerang and the magnet. Yeah. I saw a video of that. I'm like.
I forgot to try that. And, for a long time I didn't have a boomerang. I finally got a boomerang, and I was like, oh, I need to try this, but I was in the middle of a fight, and then I forgot to ever try it.
What happens?
Okay, so people are still discovering stuff you can do with the physics in this game. Okay, so you have boomerangs as a weapon and stuff, and one of the things you do with your little talent thing, you can use it as a magnet to control metal things, move them around and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
People somehow found out when you throw the boomerang and while it's still moving, you use a magnet on it. You can use it around, move it around while it's still spinning, and use a killer windmill type thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It was so cool. 6 months after the game, people discovered that, or at least it was put out there.
About 7 or 8 at this point.
I mean, it really is well, you need to play this game at some point. I know you don't have a Switch. I don't know when you will, but at least play on mine or something, because it amazes me how like well thought out the physics and everything was in this game.
I've seen some videos, and it is really interesting how you can. There's so many Easter eggs like that. What you can do in the world. It's really cool.
Well, and like games like tout like being able to like you can approach a challenge any way you want. They say that a lot, but like this is the real like realization of that.
What I really want to happen is some people take the exploration and the way the world is with Zelda and the story stuff of Witcher and make a game.
Exactly.
That'd be the perfect open world
I will
game.
say, like, I mean, for Zelda, Zelda, that's not what Zelda's about, so I get it.
Yeah.
But like, I do want to see what Breath of the Wild's influence is, because like I'm thinking this year. Like, when I think about Game of the Year this year, it's probably going to be Zelda just because the actual gameplay experience and the loop is just phenomenal. But Horizon, that story was so good. And I just think about, like, I just want something to merge these two.
Yeah.
I want something where the gameplay is as thought out as Zelda, but the story's also as, like, detailed and deep as Horizon. And I hope that someone's able to kind of, like, merge those two things. Or Witcher. I mean, Witcher's even a better example than Horizon. I hope so. I hope that, obviously not like a Zelda clone, but like, Breath of the Wild had a very unique just approach to game design with everything that you can do in that game and just how like open it is.
Worth the wait.
And I've been thinking like it's actually a little surprising to me that it's quite as big as it is, because I could see this game not working for people. If you're not into open world stuff and you like more linear things, I do not feel like this game is necessarily for you.
And in that way, I'm surprised like reviews are as good as they are, just for the sake of this is definitely a game that's not for everyone. I can definitely see some people saying it's not, saying it's boring, it's not for them. You have seen some of that, but yeah,
if you like having more direction, this game does not direct you like at all. So
yeah, I played about an hour, and it was interesting how you just are in the world and it doesn't tell you anything. You just have to figure it out. So I mean, it was fun though. I liked it a lot.
I love that stuff. I mean, that's just personally my thing. Well, Will, have you been playing anything since we last talked to you?
Yeah, I've been playing a bit. I guess it's been a bit since I've been on. Finished Until Dawn.
Yeah,
that was good. Nice. So, yeah, I really liked that game actually.
I mean, how many people died for you?
Oh my gosh, I was so frustrated because I was so close to the end. And I guess spoilers for Until Dawn.
If you really, just skip ahead a few seconds. If you a few things.
I was Ashley, and I went to go check out the sound.
Oh, okay. We know what you're talking about.
I was like,
stop there.
I was so frustrated because I knew I was at the end, and I was like, "Oh man, no one died on my playthrough."
Yep.
And then at the end, Mike also died, just because I was stupid. I decided to do inaction because I thought it would work, but no, he got sliced. So yeah, they died. But yeah, I would love to play that game again.
Did you have the girl, the blonde hair girl, not Hayden Panettiere, but like
the cheerleader, or no, the cheerleader.
Yeah.
Mike's
girlfriend, Jessica.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, did she survive for you?
She did survive.
Good, because me, I was controlling her, and I just like right whenever the monster or whatever was coming out, I think I just chose like. We had not played as her for hours. I was like, I finally get to play with her again, and it was like 3 seconds she was dead. I'm like, handed the controller back to someone else.
I just figured she was dead like most of the game because you never saw her.
You just don't see her for so long.
Well, I'm proud to say in our playthrough, I was the only one who did not cause someone else to die.
Nice. Who did you play as?
Mike and Chris were my characters.
So Jeff had like by far the most action out of anybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Mike's sections. I hated Mike initially, but his sections were pretty intense all the time.
The shooting and the running from
Yeah, that was a fun game. I waited until October to play it because I was kind of in the mood for some horror elements.
Spooky.
We need to play a Hidden Agenda because I have heard it's like 2 to 3 hours or something, depending. So, but let's don't do Hidden Agenda mode where you have the Hidden Agenda and try to screw everything over. Because I heard literally one of them is trying to get your character killed. So I do not want to do that. We'll just do the story mode.
There we go.
Yeah, so looking forward to whatever they do next after Hidden Agenda, I guess.
VR games.
Been playing a little bit of Destiny every now and then. That's just kind of like the game I'm on.
Are you still on the grind, or is it slowing to a halt?
I'm still grinding. I started a new character. So I've been doing Hunter now. I was Warlock before. Because in Destiny, I think y'all know, there's like 20 trophies, and they're all pretty easy. So I'm gonna try to platinum. But one of the things you have to do is make all 3 characters and play through the story. And then I've been playing a lot of Infamous Second Son because it was free, and I'm enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would. I'm gonna platinum that.
Good game.
Yeah, I'm 84% through the story and like all the side quests and everything. Then I'll play it again for the platinum. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that game more than I thought. The open world in that game is really good.
Mm-hmm. I like Seattle a lot. Like I like the way they built it.
For Infamous, yeah, the story's not that great overall and everything, and the evil good choices again could be better. But the combat in the open world and how you move around the world is great.
That's what I was going to say. Like, the traversal in Infamous is the most fun I've ever had, besides, like, Spider-Man 2, probably. Like, swinging around. It is. Infamous is so fun just to travel the world.
Did you get First Light on?
I did, and I wasn't a huge fan of it, actually. Okay. But
I haven't played it despite me really liking Second Son. Never got around to it. I have it, but I was just going to say, I know a lot of people prefer that over the second Son.
I think I liked the story and open world aspects, but once I was done with that, I didn't care at all for the arena, and the arena is like a big part of First Light. So yeah, I think those are the 3 games I've been playing.
Cool. You got anything, Darby?
I mean, that's the only. I turned on my PlayStation to buy the Witch Mercy skin in Overwatch, and then I turned it off again. That's the only time I've turned on my PlayStation in the last like 3 weeks because I've been playing Zelda.
I'm curious. Do you play Zelda on the TV at all?
Mostly, actually, yeah. Cool. But I've been a few times because it's been a busy week for school for me. A few times I've been like in the library a lot working on essays, so I'll take breaks from essays and play it on the handheld, which has been really cool. And sometimes like in the morning, like early in the morning and late at night, I'll play handheld so I don't wake everyone else up in the house. So it's been cool. I've still been doing a healthy mixture of both.
That's cool. Yeah, I haven't actually seen the Switch on TV before, so I'm always interested in how many people play it like that.
Apparently not many, but I still like if I'm here at the house, I usually am playing on the TV.
Yeah, not on here, but Nintendo did. If you want to look, you remember to look at it later. I think IGN posted an article. Nintendo's saying like how much people do what.
Oh, I'd be very interested in that.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah.
They actually have stats for it.
But it's just so cool to be able to like, I can just pick it up and just go around with it. I can just have the same exact experience like at campus as I can here, and it's really cool. Really cool.
I love that system.
All right, Jeff, well, let's get into the news.
Okay.
News jingle.
Jingle, jingle, jingle. Why, of all things, did that stuck?
Because I forced it to.
Fair enough. Okay, so first thing, it's kind of going to be our first story, kind of, and our topic of the show.
Basically.
Yeah. We're going to talk about Paris Games Week. Specifically, Sony's conference, because as far as I know, not many crazy things have been announced
the second half of E3.
Yes. That's kind of true based on the conference in a way. We'll get to that.
A lot of the same games.
Yeah.
No release dates again.
Well, there is one that wasn't even in the conference.
I guess just before we get into like the actual games, just like broadly speaking, it's been like a topic that a lot of people have talked about. Were you like happy, disappointed, or somewhere in the middle with Sony's thing in Paris?
I feel like I would have been more like happy with it if they didn't try to build it up to bigger thing than once. Overall, I enjoyed it. Like it's honestly was still more than I thought it'd be.
Yeah,
a couple of days coming into it.
Like I wasn't disappointed, but that's mostly just because I've started to learn how to read Sony's PR speak.
Yeah.
Like even when they were saying this is the second half of E3 and building it up and everyone was getting excited, I was kind of tempered. I'm like, I don't know. They build up a lot of things like this and it ends up not being as big.
In some ways, I like this better than E3. In some ways, not. It's hard to explain.
I mean, like overall, if you just throw all the like build up and everything out, like I enjoyed every trailer I saw. Yeah. I do think that we're probably seeing these games too much. I think this is like 3 straight events for a lot of these, and I'm kind of ready for them to just shut up and close out.
Good news is, unless they are at PSX, this should be the last time we really see them in this kind of setting.
Which that's going to be another topic for another day. Is like, what does this mean for PSX? Like, PSX must be a smaller show.
Well, let me say this: as far as our whole betting thing for PSX, this changes what I was planning on doing.
Yeah, I'd say.
I think PSX has to be a smaller event now after this.
Yeah.
But. Will, were you disappointed or happy or what?
I wasn't disappointed. It definitely met my expectations. I'm not sure if it surpassed it. I think maybe if they showed more gameplay or even just release dates, like I think that's what I'm frustrated about the most. It's just not knowing when.
As far as the release dates go, I think they're trying to get announcement as close as possible because Sony is infamous at this point for announcing release dates and then pushing back.
Right.
Like, I honestly want to, like, I want to, like, as a person, and I guess a person talking about games, like, on a podcast and stuff, I want to stop, like, preaching towards release dates so much all the time because, like, they constantly get delayed, and I feel like a lot of developers are, like, and publishers are pressured into putting a date out there, and then they don't even end up making it, and then we criticize them for it. The only thing I will say on a lot of these games, this is like its third straight conference. Like, if you're gonna show it 3 times and you still don't have a release date, maybe you didn't need to show it again.
Yeah,
you know?
I think that's the problem. They're showing it so much and they still don't have an idea.
We can talk about game by game as far as that stuff goes. Because I have things to say for particular games.
Yeah, let's get into the games.
Okay, I'll set up this way real quick. The way Sony did it, they had their main conference in like an hour pre-show where they announced some VR smaller stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really have the stuff from the pre-show on there, but they did announce Guacamelee 2 and Spelunky 2. I think everyone can agree are the 2 biggest things from that.
Yeah.
Those are cool. But we don't have much to say as far as I know. So.
No, I like Guacamelee 1 from what I've played it, but I need to get more into it. So.
Okay, so first thing, I'm pretty much just going in order as things happen, of stuff that's interesting. The biggest story, they started out with Ghost of Tsushima, the new game from Sucker Punch.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess question, neither of you guys watched that live, right?
No.
Not live.
Yeah.
But I stayed away from everything, so I didn't.
Okay, you didn't know going in? Okay. I know I texted Darby Sucker Punch.
Yeah, I knew it was Sucker Punch going in. But
yeah. Like, it was a very interesting thing. It's like, what is this? Is this Onimusha? Is this what's going on? Is that going on right now? It's like, I was like in the trailer and thinking it was Onimusha. It's like, okay, so it's for a series I haven't played before. And that kind of got me down a little bit. But it's like, this trailer's so cool. Then the title came out. I was like, oh, new IP or something? Awesome. And Sucker Punch was like, yes.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
So are we just talking about? Are we just talking about what we think about the trailer right now?
Oh yeah. I'll just put some context for people who may not know as well. I just have a brief description thing from article Jonathan Dorbish did on IGN.
Yeah.
Okay. Ghost of Tsushima is an open-world action game set during the feudal period of Japan and will allow players to see the power of the Mongol Empire firsthand. The Mongol Empire has invaded the island of Tsushima, and players will attempt to fight back against this powerful force as one of the last surviving samurai. Sony and Sucker Punch tease that you must move beyond your samurai traditions to forge a new way of fighting, the way of the ghost, as you wage an unconventional war for freedom of Japan.
Yeah, so, I mean, I like, obviously, I want to, like, temper things. Obviously, we know nothing about, like, what this actual game is going to look like. This was mostly just, like, a tone piece, basically, and, like, story kind of, but it was more just, like, showing you kind of the tone of this game. And just based off that, I'm very excited. I love the feudal Japan setting, and just I like to see. I'm glad that we're seeing Sucker Punch like being given like the opportunity to do something different and something that they want to do, and something that like this is not anything like Sly Cooper or Infamous. Like those are the two most recent, I guess, things that they're like known for. And I'm excited, we see Guerrilla Games got to do Horizon, where Sony could have just kept them on Killzone. Naughty Dog is obviously, Last of Us doing all this other stuff. And, these developers are starting to build up and do other things. I think it's Sucker Punch's time.
Yeah.
And this is a cool, this type, it looks like it's being authentic. I mean, I don't know, but it looks like it's authentically Japanese, with the voice acting and the character models and everything. And it looks kind of serious and artsy and stuff. And I don't know if this type of game would have worked in a previous time, but I feel like now this game could sell, and this game could, this type of setting could be really good.
I feel like it has to be a real disappointment for this thing not to sell.
And it's I love open world and in feudal Japan and being this serious. I hope it does not go supernatural. I will say that. I hope that this stays to the.
I feel like there's a little supernatural stuff in there. I think that's going to be a thing. I
hope not.
With that whole fire and smoke thing that could have just been an effect looking thing, but it looked like it might have been something. Plus, the way of the ghost. I mean, that could just mean you just more stealthy, but that could be some supernatural.
That's what I took it as, but that might just be wishful thinking. What did you think about the trailer?
Yeah, I mean, whenever I was first watching it, I was like, weird JRPG. I'm not really thrilled about this. But once I saw Sucker Punch's name, yeah, it changed. I was pretty excited about it at that point, I think, especially after playing Infamous past, I guess, couple weeks. The gameplay in Infamous is just so good. So
that's why they say, because they are keeping with open world action game, which is what they're good at, but they're doing something different with it. It probably will be more grounded. Like, the whole supernatural thing is too early to say one way or the other. We just kind of somewhat expect that at this point in a way.
Yeah.
And they kind of led that way in the trailer, but it's could have just been an effect thing.
I'd much rather have a I don't know, feudal Japan, Sucker Punch made Assassin's Creed type of game, ninja game or something, which I hope is what they're doing rather than supernatural hack and slash or something. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, I just think the game, it's kind of like even movies and stuff, but I feel like games is even more the case. I feel like it has a tendency to always feel like they have to like one up and like be something crazy supernatural. Like they feel like just having a grounded story is not going to be enough to sell people. They have to throw some twist. Whereas I just hope that I hope this is a serious game and it's like let's talk about the actual war and like the historical elements of this and the I think that's enough to sell me, and I kind of hope that But
this is I'm only saying this. I know this is like crazy, but it's only because Sucker Punch is technically, I guess, when I think about one of my favorite developers, because between Sly Cooper and Infamous, for me personally, they got to unsell me on this game. They really got to show bad stuff for me not to want this game. That kind of thing. So
yeah, I'm super excited to see gameplay. I mean, the trailer was fine.
Could it see at PSX?
Oh. Well, that's the thing. Like, how far along do you think this game is? Because like it's been
they've been
long
working on it
time.
No, they said it like in a dead diary, 3.5 years. This
Yeah,
thing has been worked on for a while.
Like,
This could be a next year game.
I wonder if this had some problems or something. Because I just wonder like why it took this long for us to see it.
Yeah.
That might be. I mean, games are hard to make. It might be reading too much into it. But I wonder if there was a sort of restart period, and this is actually further along than we think, like further away from now than we think, or. Like, could this game be very soon? Because it's
depending on it, I think it might be partly up to the studio. I guess when stuff gets announced, obviously Sony has main control over that. But Sony and Sucker Punch might have saw like, okay, people aren't as happy about these things getting announced way ahead of time, and Sony's been doing that a lot. So let's try to keep a couple cards close to our chest and announce something kind of closer.
Yeah, that'd be cool if it was really close. I mean, I'm pretty sure Shuhei played it like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, this game's been working for so yeah, unless, like Darby said, which is very possible that it had a couple bumps in the road, we could see this thing next year.
Yeah. Sorry, my list is on that phone, so yeah. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I would love for you gameplay or more information in general at PSX. Okay, let's move on. Next thing, another new game announcement: Concrete Genie, which is developed by Pixel Opus, who made Entwined, which it is a Sony-owned studio. I didn't really know that until afterwards when doing a little research. So pretty much, if you haven't watched, this is about a teenager who gets bullied a lot, who has a magic paintbrush who paints on the walls, and the monsters come to life. So artsy and stuff, but the monsters have other things than just being created. You can make them look however you want, and they have some abilities to them. Like one example is he made like an electric monster, and he uses to power up something to open a door. So it's kind of some puzzle elements too. This has me excited.
And we figured out it's an indie game, right?
Oh yes,
because
definitely
it's artsy.
indie.
Because it's very bright and colorful and artsy. That means it's indie. Nerds at large. we deciphered it. Yeah, so Jeff, I know that you were so excited for this game that you championed it to be on their list of stuff. So
I'm happy.
I am. I'm gonna be really excited to play this game when it's free on PS Plus, which is just horrible of me to say. But yeah,
honestly, there's just too many games.
I'm not going to buy this game, but I would like to play it.
I'm wondering.
I'm not saying I'm gonna buy it right away, but I'm very interested.
I'm wondering length and price and stuff for this, and
that's gonna be a main thing.
And what the minute-to-minute gameplay will be. Like, I really love the art style and the kind of mechanic looks cool and doing all this. I just wonder, what's it gonna shape out to?
Yeah. For me, it's just more of a thing. The trailer did its job. It made me interested, and I want to see more from this game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
as far as that goes, trailer did its job.
Yeah.
Moving on. This is one I didn't know if I put on here, but I was like, I guess interesting enough. Erica. I guess full motion video. I guess that's what FMV stands for.
Oh,
On there.
okay.
So it's a live action thing.
Yeah.
You guys remember this game?
Yeah.
It's a PlayLink thing.
Yeah, it was cool watching that because, I mean, a lot of, I guess, games nowadays say it's like a, like a playable TV show, I guess.
Yeah.
But this is actually a playable TV show.
And you can use your phone to wipe away your tear.
Yeah, incredible. Innovation.
Yes.
PlayStation.
Yeah. I feel like it's one of those choice games that may not...
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think PlayLink is a really good idea, but they are making a lot of games where it's just about choice at this point, which is, we'll see.
Well, they have that, I can't remember what That's You, whatever that Jackbox.
That's You is a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, Darby, you have anything to say about this game?
No, I'm probably gonna let you guys carry for a minute while I do this.
We always carry you.
Well, Darby, this next one's somewhat.
Everyone knows I'm the
Yeah.
short end of this podcast. You didn't have to say it, Will. I mean,
Okay, this next one's somewhat, Darby. You might want some input on you. Monster Hunter World. They showed a trailer. They announced you can play as Aloy from Horizon in this game.
which is very cool, unexpected, cool.
Yeah. And there's a beta starting December 9th for PlayStation Plus users.
And I like that, like, it looks like her character model. Like,
Yeah.
it looks like the exact character model.
I read how it works.
The game.
You get her clothes or whatever, and her weapons and stuff, and you can equip those by itself. But when you equip like all her stuff on, it becomes her. It doesn't initially.
Okay,
do.
so you have to build up to it. That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got a little cat companion thing in Monster Hunter. You can change that so it's like a robot from Horizon.
From Horizon. Yeah, I saw that too.
So, depending, I might give this the beta try. Why not?
Yeah,
I might do the beta too.
yeah, definitely beta. I'm still like not terribly just excited about the game itself.
I'm probably not getting it. Like,
but
I always
trying it.
I've played Monster Hunter games before. They're really good games.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
they are. But
They're a big time sink. So, with everything else going on.
don't have enough time,
Yeah.
especially with college and everything else.
Okay, so moving on to the next one. We got a Spider-Man trailer, mainly focusing a lot on Peter Parker.
Yeah, story.
Yeah,
Trailer.
focusing more on Peter Parker and MJ and Aunt May more than any other
Yeah.
trailer. So introducing them, and in the trailer, it looked like 2 seconds you were playing as MJ.
Yep.
Then they said later on, the developer Insomniac said, "Yeah, you'd play as MJ in some parts."
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, and Peter Parker out of the
Yep.
mask, which
Yeah.
is cool.
It was cool to, like, yeah. I mean, if you listen to our like E3 coverage, I'm still. I'll talk about this more when we like rank the games, but like, for me, this is just a personal me thing. The gameplay, the little bit they showed, did not look like something I would like. It just looked too Arkham like.
Really?
Combat, and I do not like the Arkham
Oh,
combat.
man.
It's a personal thing. I've given it tries. I just don't like how heavy and like, I don't know, it just does not feel fluid and good to me, and that looked a lot like that. Also, I know it's been said too much, but like everything they've shown, there's just so many like quick time events and all this other stuff, and it just looks too cinematic to me. Like, I don't really like.
Like, if you listen to our E3 coverage, I mean, Darby pretty much getting that, but a lot of people who were, behind the scenes events or whatever, like people from Easy Allies and Kind of Funny said, those are kind of scripted things for certain parts. That is not the bulk of the gameplay.
Yeah, I just need to see more of
Yeah.
that. But the other end of it is we didn't know story-wise. I'm down with this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad that it's like it looks like it really is Insomniac's own vision of Spider-Man. There's like a good balance of the things that you expect from a Spider-Man story, balanced with Insomniac's kind of like playing with the putty and like doing what they want with it. I'm interested, like, so is Mr. Negative going to be like the main bad guy or something? He's the one we've seen the most, but
I feel like it is one of those. I feel like it's gonna be like a main villain thing for the beginning of the game.
yeah.
And then it'll switch around, and there might be side quests with various villains. Like Kingpin is in there as well.
And Shocker.
Yeah, Shocker. So
The only other thing I have to say about the trailer is like, I'm sure it'll be fine when we get in the game and it won't be a big deal, but the faces looked a little weird to me.
Yeah, I agree. It was weird because I think the actual gameplay looked really beautiful, but whenever they started showing the cutscenes, it did look less than adequate for a PS4.
Yeah, especially but even the Horizons faces, some of them were weird. Faces are just hard to do.
Yeah.
I felt like Peter Parker looked really young to be 23 or whatever. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
All right, couple things. Miles Morales was in the trailer. Insomniac had nothing to say about as far as what his part in the game is going to be. I could see, just prediction time, I could potentially see us playing as him as Spider-Man at the end, maybe.
Peter Parker dies, Miles Morales takes over, Red Dead style.
And Spider-Man 2, yeah.
That'd be cool.
And as far as release window, they just gave a general 2018 release window.
Sigh.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, but other ones had more specific release windows. The games we'll talk about later, like it's for the first half of the year, so this could be later in the year. Despite my thing saying in the beginning, all those E3 games were in the first half.
He lied to us.
Yeah, or things got pushed back, or whatever. Next game, Detroit Beyond Human had another trailer showing off the third and final playable character, Kara. Showing that sequence that involved child abuse and stuff. Yeah. I like the trailer, honestly.
Me too.
Good.
Super intense.
I think it was the best one best showing of the game.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
It's the first one that got me excited.
Yeah.
Really?
I've yet to be excited about Detroit. I guess I'm just a hard sell. I don't know. But, because I feel like I have so much negative with all these things. I never thought it looked bad, but, Heavy Rain did not age well.
Yeah.
And I just don't particularly love David Cage's storytelling, and I don't particularly have a whole lot of faith in it. But
the good news is this is the first time he actually having other writers work with him as well.
Which I'm glad. I think we need some other things.
But we'll probably get into more later. But some people were complaining about the way the scene went as far as its tone.
I think it's just a piece of the game, and it's way too early to tell. Obviously, if we get in there and they just they use domestic abuse or something, it's just a cheap plot point and don't pay it off or don't do anything with it, then sure. But I think they're obviously telling a deep and grim story.
Yeah.
We've already seen suicide and other things and this. I mean, it's an adult story for adults.
Yeah.
We'll get into that more with The Last of Us too. But I don't know. It's too early.
I get the argument based on David Cage's other stuff, he may not be able to handle it well, but again, there are other writers involved and all that stuff, and I like the idea that there are actually going to be some tough choices and stuff in there, and stuff actually it might matter. It's too early to tell, but based on the trailers we've seen, this is potentially it's the biggest scope as far as these choose your own adventure type game things. The branching paths might be a lot more significant. But again, too early to tell.
But my only problem is just every game that puts out your choices matter and everything in this or whatever, it almost always ends up coming down to reality of it almost never feels quite as open as people hope it will.
I agree, but just based on what they showed, this is looking like if it does what it promises. Even if it doesn't do exactly as they promised, it would be more than most other games.
Yeah. And they're marketing it well. I like your choices matter, and they branch out.
Yeah,
and they show
it's a really cool
and
dynamic.
It's become iconic for that. They've done it 3 times now, and how that looks, and they branch out. I think it's cool. The way they're marketing is very cool.
So I'm interested in this game.
I'm super excited for Detroit. Yeah. I think it looks really good. I think just the themes of AI and stuff. I love Ex Machina, Blade Runner, Ghost in the Shell. All those movies I really enjoy. So I'm stoked about Detroit.
Cool. What a break for Jeff.
Yep. Oh yeah. And Detroit has a spring 2018 release window.
Okay, that did good. Yeah.
So
window.
So we just Paris was just nothing but windows.
So I guess around April, May. I'm curious to see once we get done all this stuff if you guys want to kind of make a framework where this stuff might stick next year. Just for the funsies.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one.
Okay. Next game, God of War. This, I think we can agree, the least interesting God of War showing.
Yeah.
Just because there wasn't that much to it.
I was kind of surprised. I was it ended. I was wait, that's it?
Yeah.
It was it was more of a, hey, don't forget about this game. It exists. Thing.
Yeah. But it's not really much to talk about in the trailer.
I don't even really remember anything. I just remember what was showed.
Kratos killed some guys. Kid was talking, and then they teased some Which lady then?
Yeah, the biggest thing I think we maybe learned or can take away from that is just the kid's involvement. It kind of just looked like he was, like he was like shouting things to you like as you were fighting and doing all this
which
other
upsets
stuff.
people. Annoyed
Yeah,
people.
weird. I think
Yeah, people got mad at the tone. I don't know. I like it. I'm still like this. I'm still like so excited for this
And
game.
early 2018 release window.
It's gonna be March, I'm imagining. Like
Yeah,
March or
especially once we
February.
talk about the next game.
It's gonna hit like the Horizon spot maybe a little bit later.
Well,
This is
also as far as the March thing, God of War historically comes out in March, so they'll probably keep it that. I assume.
Probably.
This is the only game that I was actually kind of frustrated that there wasn't a set release date because early 2018, that's like 4 months.
Yeah.
That gives it like 4
Okay.
months.
I guess
This
they want to give them some wiggle room in case some things
Week
happen.
delay.
Like I think they're just gun shy after the Uncharted 4 thing when it was just like it was had
yeah.
5
Okay,
different dates.
you guys correct me if I'm wrong. But did they announce Horizon's release date at PSX last year? That when it was announced?
It got delayed at some point. Like it was supposed to come out in the fall and then it got delayed
Yeah.
to
But like the
February.
final release date was it PSX?
I can't remember.
No, PSX was one of these where it was just like a hey, remember this game, and because I remember Colin and Greg like watching their thing, and they were both like, yeah, they shouldn't have shown this. They need to stop showing this game. We've seen too much of this game. Don't they do the
And
release
then
date.
when did they show it? They had to show it really close to the release date then.
I don't remember when it was.
Yeah. But I was thinking, well, yeah, they showed it and reminded, hey, this is happening, and then have a more solid release date at PSX and maybe a bigger showing. My thinking maybe it's coming out in March.
Maybe. I mean, like we need to move on
Yeah.
and talk about
Okay.
PSX another time, but it's interesting.
Yeah. Okay, next game, Shadow of the Colossus. They had a trailer there. Actually, they had two trailers. One in the conference, and then another one that was a different one on YouTube.
Yeah.
Both look pretty cool. Okay.
And we actually got a release date for this one, right?
Yes, and
Not in the
they didn't
conference.
say, yeah.
Yeah,
it was
which is so
actually in the description on the YouTube video that was on the conference a February 6th release date. So that's pretty soon.
Pretty soon.
Very
Yeah.
soon.
It's gonna be $40, which I was worried about. Like I looked in there because I was curious. Like went on Best Buy and Amazon, it was still at $60 when I looked. I was like, that's not good. Then I saw $40. I was like, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's fair. And another quick thing, Marty Sleeper from IGN had hands-on time with the game, and controls were apparently the same as the old version.
Yeah.
But there is word, and I tried to find, but I haven't technically seen anything official, that there's going to be an optional control options. One being the classic version, which Marty played, and a new version.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but this will literally be make or break for if there's any chance of me buying this game.
Yeah.
If you do this, like go to the work to put like stunning visuals for it, but you keep the same janky, like honestly, the game is good, but like the controls do not hold up. The controls are terrible.
No, there are plenty of
for the
people I've
PS2.
seen who talk games all the time who say, yeah, the controls do not hold up.
So if you don't improve those controls, what was the point of doing this
Yeah.
remake? Yeah.
I was actually thinking about getting Resident Evil 4 not too long ago, but they use the same tank controls
No,
for the
no.
HD remaster. So
Yeah,
it's
those
like
are
I
bad.
cannot play that. It's such an old
So
style.
that's going to be a wait and see. Like, I have to hear word from someone who's actually played the game that the controls are improved, or I'm not buying this. There's no chance of me.
Which
buying
is sad because it looks so pretty.
it. Does.
It's yeah.
I think that's the way for a lot of people. If they don't change the controls, even if they love the game, they're not getting it because they just. I mean, it's not as pretty, but they did the PS3 versions and stuff.
Yeah.
So, okay, last game of the conference. Surprise! Last of Us Part 2.
Yes.
What a freaking weird trailer.
Yeah. I was gonna be writing a thing for Nerds at Large, but then obviously my sister had babies and everything else happened.
What's really important here, Darby?
So I'll probably just make this conversation what I would have had. So obviously there's been lots of controversy and stuff with this trailer. So I'm very interested to see where you guys fall on it. Personally, the only thing I could potentially see as something that I would kind of understand criticism for, or I understand, but the only thing I would maybe agree with is that maybe this was too violent for a Paris Games Week stage showing.
Yep.
It was a little weird to have, if you think about just an audience full of people, and then that was a gruesome trailer, doing all this. So maybe that wasn't the best place, and I could see that argument, but just for like the trailer itself, I feel like this is The Last of Us. I feel like the context for this, like people were like said there wasn't enough context. I think the context is The Last of Us 1, like the first Last of Us.
Yeah.
It is a gruesome world where like this type of violence happens.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know, that part of it didn't bother me. I didn't necessarily love the trailer just because I feel like I didn't get much out of it.
Where's the characters that we know and love?
Well, it was like
I think the point of the trailer is to show it's going to be more than just Joel and Ellie.
Yeah.
Whether you like that or not, it's a whole different argument.
Well, I want them to introduce new characters.
Yeah.
This was just a weird way to introduce them. It just kind of threw you into it. But also at the same time,
this game's far away.
Yeah.
The game's far away, and I'm gonna buy it no matter what. There's really like nothing they could do to get me to not buy it, pretty much. So showing me some random slice of the game and adding mystery to it, and I'm like, who are these characters? How did this happen? That's cool. I'm down with that.
What factions are these people from? Because you had the pretty much like cultistic ones in the hood. Mm-hmm. The girl that for some reason everyone thought was Ellie that they hung up. Like
Ellie's mom, I think, was the.
That's now the popular theory.
Yeah.
This is the flashback and stuff. That's the theory, and the two other people, the girl who showed up
and the little boy.
Because obviously the hooded people hated Ellie's mom. We'll just call her that just for the sake of keeping it different. And then the two other people, the girl and the boy, came and saved him. But the boy did not do it at first because he says, "Well, but she's one of them." Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, like who is them?
Yeah,
it's interesting. It could be Fireflies.
Yeah, it adds lots of like cool mysteries. It was actually like the more I think in the trailer, the more like it just like it's one of those trailers that doesn't initially like you don't watch that and you're like, yeah, you watch that and you're like, huh,
Yeah, I like the whole thing when watching. It's like, what is this? Is this
Days Gone?
Is this Days Gone? Is this Last of Us? It quickly,
which is an issue. Let's just throw that out there.
Kind of is an issue.
It's like then I saw a lot of people say, "No, this looks too good. The graphics look too pretty to be Days Gone,"
which is also an issue.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of this trailer, I totally can buy into this is probably too violent and dark for a big crowd like this.
Right.
But I do not take that like female angle at all about
that was
violence.
That was like
that was going to be the vast majority of the thing I was going to write.
I did not buy into that.
And I feel like we do not have enough time on this podcast to get into it as much as I would like to. But just broad spread, I don't want to be like quoted as like worse than this or something. But obviously, we've seen lots of things recently, clearer than ever, with all like sexual harassment and all these other like allegations and stuff that are coming out, like that women like suffer daily and like terrible things that a lot of men don't and everything. But I feel like even the game industry is worse than most industries when it comes to representing females and stuff. They're like terrible, like just completely objectifying like terrible representations of women. And I think we need to fight against those things to spur change. But I think making this trailer as one of those, like trying to frame this as one of those examples hurts the entire argument.
Yeah.
Because there is nothing in this trailer, like if you just replace, like I read the Polygon article and like she was saying, she like basically said she liked how the first Last of Us trailer, like trailer for Last of Us 1 handled it better because yes, while Joel was being violent and shooting people in the face and all of this, it wasn't women or marginalized people. So when you're saying that, are you basically like the reciprocal of that is if it's men or like non-marginalized people, it's okay. The same exact violence. I think that hurts the thing.
It'd be different if it was like 3 guys that were like beating up on this girl or whatever.
It'd be like violent imagery that you don't like, but
well, and there's also back to the lack of context thing. Like people were saying, it was bad because of lack of context. The whole argument of the women thing, we lack context. We can't say like how this is like against women because we don't know who these women are. We don't know their point of the story. And when you think back at the trailer, the most confident and strong women from that thing, or people from that thing, were the women. Like the women was in charge of those
and
people.
Survived and got out.
And then a little kid were the like strongest in there.
Yeah, there was no there was no male imagery, like powerful and white male imagery.
I think what hurts the argument is you're doing this against Naughty Dog of all people, like who and even Uncharted in general has strong women. They just released a game that featured, I mean, I admittedly did not play it, 2 strong women.
Yeah, and I did.
And it had Ellie in the first Last of Us, so.
I mean,
and Neil Druckmann. I mean, Neil Druckmann's gonna handle this, you know.
So I guess like the idea of it being too violent, valid. The idea of it being like something against violence against women,
Yeah. Okay.
invalid.
And it's just one of those things like I don't want us to get to the point where like you have the Last of Us world, which is very gritty and realistic and stuff, and in this real world, in the Last of Us's real world, do you think that people are going to stop being violent just because it's a woman? I mean, like, this is a terrible, terrible world, and I don't want a world where we have to be like, well, no, this looks bad, let's like bring it back. I want to see what the Last of Us world is and what that vision
I saw
is.
some people complain about in the first Last of Us that all the goons and stuff and most of the zombies or the infected were not women. Most of the generic ones were just default men. People complain about that. Well, people complain now if they insert women into those things, like making some of the random goons women.
And I feel like it shouldn't matter. It should be like you could like have that trailer and have it all men, and we'd be like, oh wow, that was a violent trailer. Have all women, oh wow, that was a violent trailer. I wish that the reaction and everything wouldn't be any different because I feel like you make the problem worse when you call out examples like this and try to frame it as that. That's
just one last thing as we talk about this.
I guess we ended up going into it anyway.
Yeah. But going back to the whole, I guess the whole violent thing made some warning things. A lot of people said they didn't give any warning. They kind of did because in the beginning they did the whole everyone to rated M thing. Do you guys think maybe they should have done something specific to Last of Us or even Detroit, because a lot of people were saying similar things about Detroit? I feel like people were just using that to extend it from Sony though.
Maybe, but it's kind of hard to avoid it if it's in a press conference, especially like if you're in the
but mainly people walking the line to let them know it's coming or whatever and decided they didn't want to skip it. But
I think the rated M is like a good warning. I mean,
a lot of people said they did not do that, but they definitely did that in the beginning, saying, hey, the rated M games in this thing.
I mean, and while this was violent for a trailer, I mean, I've seen way more violent and stuff than that happen in the games.
Yeah.
In The Walking Dead, like that season 6 thing or whatever happened.
Well, you see Last of Us, like you see people like tearing Joel's head apart, and like Tomb Raider, you see Laura continuously getting like impaled.
So if you say, everyone, this is rated M, and you just assume like you've said that, so anyone watching has played rated M games before and has done this, then they've seen worse than this. So like compared to like the actual what you see in the games, this is not as bad. It's just weird for marketing material.
If this was like a TV spot, then that's an issue. But this was like, it's not anything like that.
I mean, I think there's a conversation to be had there, but I think this could easily get into overreaction that spurs to things that we don't want. You know.
Agreed.
So that's where I would. That's where I would say. That's where I would end it. Okay, well, what's
our second topic of the show.
This is gonna be a long podcast, you guys. Will might have to bail out to go get ready for football. So very quickly, I'd like to we're gonna rank our excitement for like these PlayStation first party games that are coming out and stuff that we keep like seeing trailers on over and over again. Do you just want to go like me go through my whole list and you go through, or do you want to go like?
Let's go. Okay. Let's have more fun. We're starting from 10, I see.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
All right. My number 10, Days Gone.
Same.
I
do not care about that game.
I'm sorry, but like none of the times I've seen this have I like even remotely cared.
I
thought mine was low.
Yeah.
Like if I'm being honest, everything else on this list I could see myself potentially getting, depending.
Yeah.
But this game. I can't see myself getting this game.
I mean, there's a chance that like it distinguishes itself something, but nothing in this game. I don't like. It's a weird criticism, but I've heard other people say like, I don't like fast zombies. I don't like the fast horde of zombies. I just like the DayZ movie. Like I hate that kind of stuff. I just don't like I wouldn't like the gameplay of it, and just like the characters and the story. It looks like budget Last of Us.
So you're literally more excited for games that you know nothing about than this game that you do.
Honestly, kind of, yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, that tells you something about the game.
What's your bottom one?
I mean, my bottom one is Dreams. Like, I could not care less about this game, and it's just been in development for so long. Yeah, like, is it a game? I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right, well, I guess that's all of our last one because you already said that.
Wait, yours was Dagon, you said?
Yeah. Same.
So
Same reason.
my number 9 is Dreams.
Same.
Wow. I can't believe you like Dreams more than Days Gone.
The only reason I have it...
I like Media Molecule.
I like Media Molecule, and I kind of have a morbid curiosity about Dreams.
I mean, when they started off, which was forever ago, so who knows how it is now, I liked what I seen. It looked interesting.
Like, the whole, like, the fact that you could build all this stuff and everything, and the fact that it has taken them so long, and they've been so cagey about it, I'm wondering, what have they been working on? I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah.
And, like...
I mean, honestly, depending on what they show when they do it, this could shoot up my list, if I'm being perfectly honest. Depending. Very big
I
if.
feel like Dreams has more of a chance, even though low, has more of a chance of shooting up my list than Days Gone does, and that's kind of what I'm basing that off.
We've seen enough Days Gone for at least I have a general idea of how I feel about it. Like the setting and everything, and just the general gameplay. It's just not interesting to me.
All right, Will, what's your number 9?
My number 9 is Concrete Genie, which like that's not to say I'm not excited about it, but it's another game that it's like I'm not going to buy it when it comes out, and I'll play it, but. Like eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not my type of game generally that I would buy. So. 8?
Yours was already Dreams. Me and Jeff
Okay, let's see. Keep the roll going.
I don't know if we will. This one gets weird. My 8th is Death Stranding.
Same.
Jeez.
That was the same person.
We are the same. Me and Jeff. Yeah. Anyway. I just, like, this might be an unpopular opinion, but, like, this is obvious. If we had, if any other game, if it didn't have Kojima on it and we had just seen those 2 trailers, no one would be talking about this game. Not anything near what they are. I mean, that's kind of unfair to hold it against it, but that is the truth. And, like, we don't know even remotely what this game is. Like, not even a little bit. And to me, I feel like kind of the 2 trailers have been a little overrated. I thought they were weird and didn't look amazing. Like, I don't know. Like, I need to see way more before I get even a little excited about this.
I'm definitely curious and wondering when we'll see something next.
Yeah. Well, what's your number 8? Is that what we're on 8?
Yeah. It's Shadow of the Colossus. No real reason, just I guess I'm more excited for the others. I don't know. I guess old game is old in a way, even though it's a remake.
Yeah.
I've seen it before.
I'm excited to experience it in a new setting, like a new, like modern graphics and everything, though.
Good. I feel like this one we're gonna separate.
Okay. Yeah, we will. I promise you, we will. My number. Well,
7.
wait. Oh wait, no, sorry. My list is all like I have like lines.
I feel like I know what yours.
My number 7 is Concrete Genie.
Okay.
Excited about the game, but I think this is around the spot I'm gonna have it, and I need to see more. But it's one of those cool indie games. I hope it's not long. I hope I can kind of like power through it.
I feel like it's gonna be a smaller thing.
Yeah.
Will, what's your number 7?
7 is Death Stranding. We talked about it.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about this game, but it is Kojima.
My number 7, which might be a little shocking, Shadow of the Colossus. It is because the control thing scares me, and kind of. Will said, old game, old.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, there is a chance if I hear like the controls are new and everything, and I don't have any other really games around that time other than Dragon Ball FighterZ, I could get this game really close to day 1, depending.
Yeah.
But right now, as far as my excitement level, that's about where it is.
Cool. All right. Well, my number
6.
Okay, you're gonna have to remind me because like my numbers are all messed up. My number 6 is Shadow of the Colossus. I kind of put it there just assuming that the controls are going to be right. They're going to be fixed. If they're not, then it's not even on the list. That's why I'm not even getting it. But I'm excited to like try this game again because when I tried it back in PS2, I was a dumb little kid and I was like, I don't like this because, it was a weird artsy game. But I'm excited to give it another shot.
Okay, my number 6 is Concrete Genie. I liked what I saw from the trailer and everything, like I said, and it's one of those seems like those small kind of artsy games I get into every once in a while. So I'm very excited to see more about that game.
Will, what is your number 6?
Yeah, I have Days Gone at 6, just because I don't know. I've seen enough of this game. Like you said, it's not something I'm excited about, but I do rank it higher than Death Stranding, which I know nothing about, and then the other 3, which are not indies, or at least 2 of them are artsy games that I wouldn't buy. And Shadow's old, so.
Yeah. This one is these next 2 are very hard for me, And I mean, it's kind of like I'm just assuming some of these games. I'm just assuming that it's gonna get better as I see more things. My number 6 is Detroit.
Your number 5?
Number 5.
Oh yeah, sorry. This is.
Oh wait, real quick.
This is wrong.
I'm pretty sure all our 6 through 10s were the same except rearranged.
Yeah, just
Yeah, it sounds like it.
as it should be.
My number 5 is Detroit.
Same.
Okay. Literally, like, it would have been a lot further down until this Paris Games Week. This was the first one of these trailers that kind of, like, got me. The other ones looked cool, but this is the first one that, like, really started to get there for me.
As far as me and Darby, I've actually been a lot more on the Detroit train than he
Yeah.
has. This has definitely been the best trailer. The only thing is, like I said before, this has the potential to be the best, and it's be more true to its word as far as the branching path stuff and choices actually matter thing than the other games, based on what they showed.
Yeah.
But because we've seen these kind of things before, I'm a little on it, seeing if they need to do it. So I'm probably not going to get this like right away. I'm going to wait for reviews and see how people.
I would
feel
say,
about
like,
it.
I'm probably even more than most. I'm very far from sold on Detroit. I kind of, if you made me held a gun to my head and made me say I would say that Detroit's going to fall well short of what it's promising.
Mm-hmm.
But if it does, or if it even comes close, it could be a fun experience at least. But yeah.
My number 5 is Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, I mean, simply because we don't know enough about it. I'm loving what I'm playing in Infamous with Second Son, Sucker Punch, obviously. But I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this game when it comes out, when we see gameplay. And then I'll just go ahead and say that Detroit's my number 4, just because, yeah, I'm excited about, I don't know. Like I said, the world of this game. I'm not sure how it's going to function gameplay-wise, which is concerning. But
setting-wise, at least.
Yeah.
At least impressions of people who played the game have been good so far.
Yeah. It's one of those wait and see a lot of things for you. So we're at number 4 now?
Yeah.
Right,
Yep.
okay. My number 4 is Spider-Man. Kind of, I know I've been like pretty negative about Spider-Man, but it's like I would not be surprised if this ends up coming around and being amazing, even for me, even with my reservations about the combat, because obviously we haven't seen much and I haven't been able to try it. I'm worried about Spider-Man for my personal taste.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing else. I think it'll be a great game. Even if it's a game not for me, it'll probably still be a great game. There's just some things I need to see about it, but Spider-Man has, growing up, always been my favorite superhero, and Insomniac's one of my favorite developers. So, like, I'm excited to see what they can do with it, like story-wise and everything.
Okay, my number 4, Ghost of Tsushima. The only reason it's not higher is because we haven't seen any gameplay on it yet.
Yeah.
But just based on setting and what we know what kind of game it is and the developer, I am very hyped for this game.
Yeah. Well, my number 4 is Ghost. We're at 4, right? Or 3. Sorry, but I keep looking at this and it's wrong. My number 3 is Ghost of Tsushima. I know I'm kind of a hypocrite because I was saying stuff about Death Stranding, how we haven't seen anything. But at least, like, Death Stranding, I actively don't really care.
Death Stranding, you don't even know what gameplay is going to be
Exactly.
like. You kind of have
at
least an idea. With
I know
Sucker Punch.
genre and stuff, and, like, I don't really like the Death Stranding trailers. I mean, like, I really don't.
They're
haven't
very
really,
weird.
I haven't really cared for them. But Ghost of Tsushima, just the potential of that game. That setting is awesome. Sucker Punch knows what they're doing, and the fact that it's open world and feels panel.
Again, at least comparing Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding, we at least know what kind of game Ghost of Tsushima is and the basic, like, the basics about the world.
Right.
Death Stranding trailers, like we said, it's just what's going on.
No one knows. All right.
Wait, did you do 3?
I have not. Oh yeah, that's what we're on. Mine is God of War.
My 3 is also God of War.
The reason mine is God of War and not made higher, I have not played a God of War game. I played a little bit of 1, but I haven't really played much of it, so I'm not as into the world as much. I know this is pretty much a reboot and everything.
Yeah,
but
that might actually even just make it better for you.
It might, but obviously very interested in the story and stuff. I'm very interested between Kratos and the kid. I think we're all pretty much in that boat, and just everything about it just appeals to me a lot more. It looks a lot more interesting than any other God of War game.
It does.
And all the trailers they've shown, except for the last. I mean, the last one was fine, but it just, I guess, wasn't as grand as the last 2 have been really good.
Yeah, I don't have much to say. I think from what I've seen, it looks really good. I wish they would show a little more gameplay just so I understand how it's going to work more. But
calling it
Looks good
PSX release date.
Yeah.
Gameplay stuff. Let's go.
All right, my number 2 is God of War. I think God of War, like, and obviously you can see what my number 1 is going to be, but God of War and The Last of Us 2 are really the only 2 games on this list that I can say right now are day one buys, like kind of no matter what. Like I've seen enough of God of War to know that I want to buy it immediately, and The Last of Us 2, I literally could see absolutely nothing and buy it because it's The Last of Us. But I like absolutely love the fact that they're making Kratos a character. This kid looks awesome. The over-the-shoulder kind of slower combat, but like more refined. Like I like that a lot. It's a much needed like change of pace for the series, and it's something I feel it's almost like I've matured with God of War, because back when God of War was, Kratos is just this terrible character. It's just violence and like all this other stuff.
Yeah, sex mini game.
I was a middle schooler, and that was perfect for me.
I was about to say, the old God of War games were made for like 7th graders.
At that time in my life, God of War was perfect.
Yeah.
And now I feel like at this time in my life, God of War has changed into also perfect for modern Darby.
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
like I'm glad to see it like move up with me. Which was number 2.
Okay. My number 2, Spider-Man's.
Pretty high.
Yeah. I'm very excited. It's like
For both of you.
Yeah. Kind of like Darby. Spider-Man's one of my favorite superheroes. He's definitely up there. Probably my favorite Marvel superhero, for sure. But, yeah, I don't have the hang-ups about the gameplay in general as Darby does for the Arkham thing, and I get it.
Right.
Like, it's a personal thing. I enjoy the Arkham combat for what it is. I was a little like I said before, about the QTEs, but a lot of people who I trust, who've seen it behind closed doors, has reassured people, hey, that's not a big thing.
Yeah.
And signing that stuff, so I'm not worried about that. And I'm very excited about just going around New York and being Spider-Man's, and yeah, story so far looks good.
Yes.
Kind of crazy, but my number 2 is gonna be Last of Us. Actually, I know. I'm sorry.
Jeez.
It's okay since I know what your number 1 is.
Yeah, I mean, for no other reason than it just being so far out, whereas Spider-Man seems really close. And Spider-Man is...
But are you actively more excited for playing the game of Spider-Man than playing the game of Last of Us 2? It's perfectly fine if you are. This is a safe area, but I'm just interested.
I think I am right now anyway.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to Spider-Man. From what I know, we've only seen a little bit, but it seems to be exactly the type of open world game that I love playing.
Yeah.
Along with the subject matter, which is obviously one of my favorites. So Last of Us is going to be a very different game that I'm going to be looking forward to. But yeah, in terms of my mind right now, Spider-Man is number 1.
Yeah. So you guys both say your number 1. Mine's obviously Last of Us 2.
And mine.
For quite obvious reasons. It's that way.
And as Dari said, he said like only your number 1 and 2 were day one buys.
Yeah.
My 4 up, unless they really like show bad stuff, were kind of day one buys for me at the moment. So Ghost of Tsushima, God of War.
I can't
Spider-Man.
I can't call a game that I literally haven't seen well, I guess that's the same thing with Last of Us. But The Last of Us had The Last of Us 1 to base off of. Ghost of Tsushima has literally nothing. So as excited as I am for it, it's not. I can't say it's a day one buy when I
mean, like I said, they have to unsell me on the game just based on what it's about, the developer, the kind of game it is.
Right.
They really got to show some awful stuff for me to not be in.
All right, Jeff. Well, let's really do a rapid fire, kind of greatest hits of our news, because we do not have much. Yeah, that took a long time.
In-depth.
This is going to be the Sony Paris Games Week podcast, basically. So
okay,
let's hit greatest hits, Jeff. Let's go.
Okay, I'm just trying to get things quick. A lot of this is not big talking things, I think, for the most part. Okay, we kind of talked about this game, but just an update. This is an update on Dreams. In an interview with VG247, Sony Senior Vice President of Worldwide Studios Michael Denny confirmed the game is still currently being worked on. Quote, it is still in development and is still very, very interesting. We're big fans of everything Meteor Molecule has done, and it's so wonderful that it's very much in development. Very much still progressing, and will very much be exciting when we next talk about it. End quote. Denny teased when people can expect to see Dreams again, saying the game will return quite soon. When it does, it'll blow people away. Quote, it's going to be massive. It's incredible. We've shown lots of it before. When we come back with it again, that'll be fairly soon. Without putting any dates on it, it's going to blow people away. So, PSX. It has to be.
And there's nothing else it could be.
Unless the very soon means in the next year.
And I'm guessing it has to be at least a decent part of PSX since they just did all this at Paris Games.
I mean, they can still show some trailers from this things. Like, I'm still expecting a God of War thing.
Yeah.
So considering how close that's
Days
apparently.
Gone, since we didn't see
Days
it
Gone,
here,
yeah.
potentially.
And then a bunch of smaller things. So I think, well, like you agree, PSX probably?
I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah.
It almost has to be.
I mean, it's either PSX or they just randomly online drop a trailer, but...
Yeah.
Which at this point would almost be better. I
hope that they come out and they have a meaty trailer and it's actually like playable at PSX. That would probably be like the best.
What if they-
Demo Shadow Drop, because this would be a beta this past summer.
How amazing would it be if they like put a release date of 2020 or something?
We're like, just stop now.
It comes under. It's like we're just being honest. Like,
Yeah. Or just
Please understand.
coming soon or something. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay. Next story. This information all comes from Alex Giladov from IGN. The Walking Dead collection, Telltale's Walking Dead collection, has been announced. It's out December 5th. It is $49.99 US. It's for PS4 and Xbox One. It includes all 19 episodes, including the most recent third season, A New Frontier, as well as visually enhanced versions of Season 1, Season 2, 400 Days, and the 3-part Michonne miniseries.
Cool. Catch up on that Walking Dead. If you haven't.
Season 4 is coming out next year or something.
It's weird that that's coming out. I don't know. I mean, you can get those games so cheap. Whatever.
Yeah. I actually am curious about how much less this is than buying them all separate. Yeah. You assume
I think I got them on flash sale, so I think I got season 1 and 2 for like a collective $8.
Yeah, exactly.
I know we got 2 from PS Plus at some point.
Yeah, we did.
Season 2. Yeah. Okay. Next story. This comes from Jordan Serrani from IGN. Night in the Woods Weird Autumn Edition is coming to Xbox One, PS4, PC, Macs, and Linux on December 13th. Developer Infinite Fall also hinted at a potential Switch version of its story-driven adventure, writing on Twitter, "Stay tuned for news on another console, which I am unable to mention for reasons, but you know what console I'm talking about." Those who own the Standard Edition will be able to upgrade to Weird Autumn via a free patch. According to the developer, Weird Autumn can be thought of as a director's cut of Night in the Woods that is great for first-time players and those who played the game alike. I am excited for this. Night in the Woods, it's great.
Yeah.
And part of me's been wanting to replay it to do some of the stuff I didn't do in the last one, so this is perfect.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity to do that.
You need to get this game done. And you may get on the Switch.
I'll wait for the Switch.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, it's
going to be supposed to be on smartphones, so I'm sure the Switch can handle it.
I would hope so.
Yeah. But great game, guys. People play it. Okay. Now, we got some pretty big news here. This is about PlayerUnknown's Battleground. It's been gone for a little while, but we had the big news. The Xbox One preview version is coming December 12th. It's going to be $29.99 US, and it has a physical edition. I put it that because it's a box with a download code in it, which probably be the one I get because I can get it cheaper. Version 1.0 is supposed to be released on PC in December with no exact date. And the game has now sold over 19.7 million, with 7.2 million alone from China.
Wow.
So, China loving this game.
So, you going to get it on Xbox?
I feel like I have to.
At least for the podcast, you got to do it.
Well, plus, again, if I get the physical edition on Best Buy, that's like less than $25.
Yeah, $30 pretty cheap.
Yeah.
For that game.
And we do for Let's Plays reasons.
Yes.
Yes. Let's go talk to you. I feel like, I got to get this game.
I think so, too.
It was a good time and played some over the winter break. Okay, moving on. We have a Rocket League Switch release date. It is November 14th, and it's going to be $19.99 US.
Awesome. Sooner than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
That's another game I've been playing on PlayStation, and I've liked it a lot.
And Rocket League's going to get yet another probably boon in sales. Rocket League is just like...
Oh, there are going to be a lot of people double dipping on this game.
It had release date, and then it came out on Xbox. It had the PlayStation Plus thing. Now it's going to come out on Switch. It's just had...
That's a great game to have on Switch.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
100%.
And I'm kind of liking this. It's continuing the trend of these indie games that have... Say it's coming to the Switch and it has a release window and people are like, where is it? Then they announce a date and it's no more than 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
I'm liking that trend.
Yeah.
Okay. Next story. This comes from Brian Barnett from IGN, or this information does. Owlboy is coming to consoles. It is coming to Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 on February 13th. For people who do not know about Owlboy, The game features a young mute protagonist owl named Otis in a sprawling 2D Metroid-style world. Otis travels with a number of charming companions that grant him additional skills or access to new areas, even helping him in aerial combat. This came out last November on PC. A lot of people like this game.
Yeah, I heard people talking about it.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about it, but
yeah. Oh, it's a Metroidvania, so you'd like it.
I know, like, I've heard, like, people at Funhouse are, like, making fun of Elise, which is one of them, because, like, she likes a lot of indie games and stuff, and they were making fun of her for liking Owlboy, but...
What's not to like? I also want to know when Hollow Knight's coming out. Let me know, people. Okay, this comes from Alex Osborne from IGN. This is more of a regular article. We're out of release dates now.
Well,
we went through that really quick. Okay. The progression system in Star Wars Battlefront 2 is undergoing some changes following the beta, and Electronic Arts has outlined what players can expect. In a post on its official website, EA said it looked at feedback from those who participated in the beta and has made several changes to the loot crate system in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Epic star cards have been removed from crates, and players will need to reach a certain rank in order to craft upgraded star cards. While a few weapons will be made available in crates, the rest can only be acquired by playing the game, with each locked behind specific milestones. Additionally, players will be able to unlock class-specific items and gear by playing as that class, as reaching specific milestones will grant from crates specific to that class, and you can read more about it on EA's website. So, more history about your opinion on this, since I don't care about this game anyway.
I mean, at least they're doing something to kind of address the the whole controversy with the star card things. And, I mean, I think that from what I've seen, like, this... I mean, because, like, I don't know, like, the details of it, but it seems like the system will be a little bit better with star cards.
Are you getting this game?
Not at this point. I've bought too many games, and I have both Zelda and Mario. So even taking out the whole star card things, there's just no chance.
Darby's of the opinion now, sale for the story mode, when it's on sale for the story mode.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's really the thing that I care about.
For that good 4.5 hour story mode.
Exactly. And that's another reason why it's not worth buying. Honestly, I've never really done this before, but I know, like, Redbox, like, lets you rent games.
Seriously.
I might just rent it, play the story, and return it. I mean, that might be more economically
Spend
viable.
a night or two getting for that story, yeah.
It can't take more than
Probably
like,
one
two
sitting.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Decent chance for that. Because, I mean, I bet the story's going to be good. Like, Mitch Dyer writing it, and, you know, like, the Janina, whatever her name was, like, you know, yeah, it's going to be good. But
She was on Kind of Funny Games Daily yesterday. She's cool.
Yes.
Okay, so time to move on. We have the monthly PS Plus versus Games with Gold going on.
And
First disappointing month in a while.
Yeah, spoiler alert, it's not that good. But they've had multiple good months in a row, so I'll let them pass.
The past 3 months have been incredible, so whatever.
Yeah, going for the games for PlayStation Plus. Worms Battlegrounds for the PS4. Bound for the PS4. R-Type Dimensions for the PS3. Ragdoll Kung Fu Fists of Plastic for the PS3. Dungeon Punks for PS Vita and PS4. Broken Sword 5, The Serpent's Curse, Episodes 1 and 2 for PS Vita. And a bonus game, which is available between November 7th and January 2nd. Until Dawn, Rush of Blood for PSVR.
Is that VR exclusive, or can you play it without?
Yeah,
It is exclusive. I mean, I'm going to get it anyways in case I ever get VR, which is very, very unlikely.
Yeah.
Might as well, yeah. And Games with Gold. Trackmania Turbo for Xbox One. Tales from the Borderlands on Xbox One.
Great game.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Nights into Dreams for the Xbox 360. And Deadfall Avengers for the Xbox 360.
All right, very quick. I feel like Xbox wins just for Tales of the Borderlands.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, PlayStation Plus had that a few months ago, but yeah.
But as far as this month, yeah. All right, Xbox, you won. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job, Xbox.
Okay, now we're getting into more sales data. We're keeping that trend going. A lot of interesting sales data in the last couple of weeks.
Well, I like sales stories.
Yeah.
I like weird businessy stories for the.
Yeah. Okay, so I got a whole bunch of sales data this here, and from different sources. So I'm just gonna run through it all.
Also, if you have a catchy name for sales time besides sales time, let us know.
Okay. All this data is from Nintendo's website. Nintendo has sold 7.63 million Switches through September, so not counting October, when Mario came out. So
yeah,
causing Nintendo to now project Switch sales to reach 14 million by the end of March, which would make it sell higher than the Wii U.
We use like 13 something million,
which is not a. I mean, It's fine, I guess.
At least the Switch will in 1 year get what the Wii U got in its entire lifetime.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
it's just if it stops right there and it doesn't grow anymore, that'll be the problem. But.
See, yeah. And Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has sold 4.7 million copies, and this is only the Switch version. So it has sold more with the Wii U, obviously.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8 has 4.42 million copies sold. Splatoon 2 has 3.61 million copies sold. 1-2 Switch, 1.37 million. And Orange, 1.35 million. So, yeah.
1-2 Switch sold more.
Yeah, but that was a launch game. So I was like, look what my Switch can do. I can milk a cow, dude.
Any like poor family that got suckered into buying 1-2 Switch, I feel bad for them. But
yeah, but I'm happy for Zelda sales.
Overall, I mean, this is good. Like, it's better than I definitely back in March if you asked me what I could have predicted the Switch to do. Like, I just hope that the Switch keeps selling more and more, so it continues to be considered a success. Because I mean, right now, 7.63 million is good, mostly just because it's Nintendo, compared to the Wii U and stuff, and because it's first year and everything.
Well, and a lot of things it's not counting when Mario, arguably the biggest exclusive so far, has come out, and it hasn't had a holiday yet.
I wonder, what do you guys both think? What do you think is the peak that the Switch will get to in sales, and what do you think it needs to get to remain viable as Nintendo's main console and main focus? Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know what peak wise would be, but I'd imagine it'd keep actually going up, because I think there's a ton of people that don't have a Switch yet that want to eventually get one.
I do too.
I think the 7.63 million or whatever are actually mostly hardcore people.
I think that's the difference between this and the Wii. Obviously, the Wii blew up, but there wasn't enough hardcore people doing it to last. Most of it was just grandmas and moms and stuff who bought it, and for Wii Sports and everything. This, I feel like while obviously the Switch is never going to blow up like the Wii, but I feel like this 7.63 million is going to stick around. Like me and you, we're going to stick around with the Switch as long as they're still putting out good games for it.
And again, first year they're also coming out. A big thing that, comparing it to the Wii U, that this will have, that the Wii U didn't, it's kind of a mainline Pokemon game. That alone will sell millions.
And in its first year, it came out with arguably probably two of the best games that Nintendo has ever released, with Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And not to mention Splatoon 2 and all this other stuff. If they didn't have those things, then it would probably be a lot harder to sell these. But as you especially if people do pick up a Switch next year, you're already going to be picking it up with so many hours of games that you can play and enjoy. So I think it could keep going. I think it could. It's never. I mean, I think we're all in agreement. It's never going to hit PS4 numbers. Ever. No. Probably never, ever, because PS4 is just insane. I think it could get around lifetime the Xbox One-ish numbers if the cards go right. But I don't even think it has to get that. I think Nintendo's okay with being number 3 technically, but they kind of have their own niche.
I don't know. Part of me feels it's going to be between PS4 and Xbox One, because Xbox One sales aren't necessarily the best.
They're actually good for they're bad when you compare them to PlayStation 4, but they're 30+ million. I mean, they're not bad.
They're a lot more casual too. I don't think Nintendo would get.
I mean, it's always it's kind of misleading to say the Xbox One's numbers are bad.
Yeah,
they're really good. They're just everyone compares them to PS4 because that is their main competitor. But I mean, I get what you're saying though. A Nintendo 30 million sales feels better than an Xbox 30 million sales. It's just because Nintendo's different. They just operate different. They have a different audience, and they have,
I mean, I'm very interested because, again, like we talked before, Switch is a whole different thing. What's going to happen when the 3DS people now carry over?
Yeah, and if they will. I mean, a lot of the 3DS people probably won't, because a lot of the 3DS people are also casual fans. Yeah. I mean, not in a bad way, but friends of ours that only play Animal Crossing and stuff like that. I don't know if they're going to switch over to a $300 console. That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm sure it's been said before, but I'm just super thrilled that Nintendo finally found what they're going to do now.
It feels like they have an identity again.
They can't switch from this. Whatever the next console is, it has to be a Switch 2.
Right? Yeah, no, it would be a travesty if they tried
can't
to
do anything else. They just got to improve on this idea.
Yeah. I mean, this is what Nintendo is now. It has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't know, I'm not getting this from anywhere. I can almost feel like I would more like I would be less surprised to see Switch iterations than I would to see a Switch 2. Like if they come out with another Switch that finally has like more memory or more processing power or something, I could see that. But like I couldn't see them. It feels like it would be a bad misstep to say this is the Switch 2. You have to buy a new Switch to play all these games, and like
the Super Switch 2.
It would just say new, like the new 3DS, new Switch.
Yeah. Alright, that's not the end of the Nintendo sales data. So like a couple interesting things. This comes from Jordan Serrani of IGN. Super Mario Odyssey sold over 2 million in 3 days.
Whew.
Yeah. Can't stop, won't stop. It's the fastest selling Mario ever in the US and Europe, and it has 1.1 million in the US alone. The SNES Classic has reached 2 million units sold, and Super Mario Run has surpassed 200 million downloads worldwide, though the company says the mobile game has not yet reached an acceptable profit point.
And it probably won't.
Yeah. It's dead. It's dead, Jim. So yeah, that's cool. Mario's selling great. It's good news.
Yeah. I'm very interested to see what Mario Odyssey ends up getting at. It's just
I think SNES Classic is already at NES Classic numbers or above them.
What I've heard.
Yeah.
And especially sales wise, since it's like money wise, since it's priced like $20 more.
Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. Next things. This comes from Hope Corrigan from IGN. Sony has revealed that 67.5 million PS4 consoles have been shipped as of September 30th this year. Financial results for the second quarter of fiscal year 2017 reveal that Sony Interactive Entertainment sent 4.2 million units to retailers this quarter. Give many units. And these numbers result in the company raising its prediction to meet 79 million units shipped by March 2018. Important to note, this is shipped and not sold.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
while the Nintendo numbers were sold.
Right. But I mean, still.
Yeah.
So Sony's still selling lots of PS4s.
And the fact that they're like, hey, you know the predictions we had that are pretty high? We're predicting higher.
Right. I mean, seriously, PS4 like all-time console sales is going to be something insane by the time it's done. Like, where is it? Do you know where the sales are now, like total for PS4s?
PS4, I feel like Sony's been a little about doing exact numbers, like what's been sold.
I mean, it's gonna get like a like over 100 million, well over. It's gonna yeah.
Let's see. And last couple little sales data. This is just some quick things I found interesting from Sega's financial report. And this is like the Persona series in all has sold 8.5 million.
Like all the games combined.
Yes.
Yeah.
With 1.8 being from just Persona 5.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And the Shin Megami Tensei series, Persona's like mother series, it's 7.2 million. Persona is surprised that no one surpassed Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah. I mean, and that's not surprising.
Yeah.
PlayStation 4 units sold is around 67.5 million. So that
that's what I said, but that's shipped.
That's shipped.
Well, Wikipedia, what are you doing?
Yeah. And the Yakuza series has sold 10.5 million.
That has a lot of games.
Yeah. I was trying to find to see like how much in the last little like year or so, since I feel like the name's getting
released.
Yeah,
a lot of that is like all the remakes and
But I still count towards this.
No, it does. Yeah. No, it's still sales.
For some reason, I guess thinking about it, I'm not surprised, but I don't know why these numbers felt low to me. That's part of the reason I found them interesting.
Yeah, for the Persona series as a whole, like, I mean, I guess if you think about that, like, I mean, obviously it's way bigger, but Mario in 3 days sold, like, what?
Over 2 million.
A fourth of, like, or something of, like, the Persona sales total. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And just with how many different versions there are, like Persona 4 Golden, all these other things, like, I would have thought that would have, like, gotten a little bigger.
Yeah.
But
and I assume a lot of these sales were, like a little less than a fifth of them at least. Yeah, a fifth of it is from Persona 5.
Yeah.
And I imagine Persona 4 is a good bit of that as well.
Probably.
Like it's most of the chunk.
I mean, I'm comparing it to weird things, but even Horizon sold like, what, 4 million? It's like half of what their entire Persona series has sold.
Breath of the Wild just on Switch alone is about 5 million.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, especially with how. I mean, I just thought that Japan numbers and it all would have just built that up a little bit more, but yeah.
Well, so we have. I guess we're gonna save the next thing for later or not at all.
Yeah.
Save it for an article. Nerdsatlarge.wordpress.com. I don't know what you're going to say.
For this, we're probably gonna skip that. So, even Jeff, I thought we were gonna be screwed, but we actually have an hour 30. We actually ended pretty good, and there's like 2 minutes at the beginning, so we had a good
nailed
length.
it.
Yeah. Well, any final words, Will or Jeff, or anything for this podcast that you?
When is PSX?
When is PSX?
December 9th.
When is the Game Awards?
December 7th.
Oh, pretty close.
So expect potentially a betting thing for that, for the funsies, if you both are up for it.
Yeah, I'd be down to do both of those.
Game Awards would be fun, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, probably just going to put them in one thing since they're 2 days apart. And that also gives us more stuff to go off of.
Yeah. I feel like PSX is going to be a lot more of a disappointment from what we're expecting because of Paris
PSX, I feel like, has always been a little bit of a dud for me.
I mean, we always know it's a smaller thing because it's obviously there's not as big of an audience, but they always throw in The Last of Us Part 2 was revealed.
That's
there
true.
Last 2 years, I don't think they've been bad because I had the expectation of this is gonna be a smaller thing, maybe something 1 or 2 big.
At least my personal expectation is always lower, but now it's like an all-time low because of Paris Games Week.
I mean, wasn't Ni no Kuni 2 premiered there? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. They usually have those cool little things for PlayStation fans, and then they have the one big thing.
It'd be cool if they showed gameplay for some of the games we've been seeing.
That's what I'm thinking could happen. Like Ghost of Tsushima, whatever. I can't remember exactly how you say that. That could be gameplay there. Could be.
Yeah.
We can hope.
All right, well, thank you guys for listening. Look forward to all that stuff coming in the future. Look forward to Let's Plays. We finally got some equipment for that, so that should be coming very, 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 very soon.
Yeah.
Go Cox. We're about to go lose to Georgia.
The number 1 team in the nation.
Yeah, number 1 team in the nation. So, if you're watching this in the future and we won, then we crossed into a different reality, and you should worry about. You're not in the reality you were in before.
Go check to see if Half-Life 3's out.
Yeah. Go check. It might be. You're in the new world now, so anything is possible.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, you guys.
Bye-bye.